Well, a very good morning from Phuket. My name's Tony, welcome to the channel, and today's video we're going to be taking a look at something that's been recently reported in the media, and that's concerning or to do with the beaches here in Phuket having oil on them. Now there is an investigation already underway to ascertain where the spill has come from, but a number of beaches across the island have been affected, and also as far north as Koh Lak. And a few people in my Facebook group are concerned about the situation because they're coming over here on holiday and they're concerned about the beaches and obviously if there's going to be any oil on the beaches. So we're going to take a look because there is a clean up operation underway. It has been running now for about 3 days, to be honest, but we are still getting reports of incidents on the beaches. I saw one this morning actually of a lady with a dog complaining that her dog got covered in oil. That was in Layhan Beach and Naham Beach. So I'm down at Naham Beach and we're going to take a look and see whether we can see any oil on the actual beach, because I believe this beach has already been cleaned. So what I've done today is I've parked in the middle part of Naham Beach because there's different places where you can park, and then I can walk a little ways either way to see whether I can see any oil on the beach. But I've noticed that the tide is in today and it's very windy. The weather has changed in the last 12 hours. We've had 3 days of a really nice weather. Saturday was beautiful. I was off island on Saturday. You might have seen that video that I've done. I went over to Phang Nga, and then Sunday was a lovely day. Yesterday wasn't too bad, but overnight we've had some very heavy rain. The wind has picked up, as you can probably see. Oh, I can go onto the beach here. And that, of course, has whipped up the sea. So we've got some strong waves I can see on the beach coming in. Well, a lot of dogs on the beach. But let's see whether we can see any evidence of oil on this beach, because this is one of the beaches. I've seen reports of Karon Beach having oil. I haven't seen anything to do with Patong Beach. Layhan Beach has been reported. Bantao has been reported as having oil on the beach. So let's have a quick look, and then we're going to jump up to Karon and see whether we can see anything there. Well, at first glance I can't see anything obvious, that's for sure. As I say, this beach has been cleaned. I've been watching the media reports the last few days. There's been quite a lot in the media. When I say media, I'm talking about the local Thai media. It's been reported. Well, I can definitely not see any oil on this beach here in Naham. I've gone a little ways down the southern part. So what I'm going to do now is turn around and walk a little way the other way to see whether there's anything obvious. Let's just move back a little bit from the shoreline. I can't see anything on the edge. I'm just going to walk to the top of this mound here because there's a separate part that may have some oil in there. Now this part runs from the reservoir, lake, whatever you want to call it, that's just behind Naham Beach, and that water doesn't look particularly inviting anyway. I wouldn't recommend people swim in this area. There have been people swimming in it in the past, but there are now signs telling people not to swim for obvious reasons. Doesn't look very inviting, that. As I say, I can't see any evidence on Naham Beach. While I'm talking about this beach, there has been a few people that have drowned. In fact, there's been 5 in the last week on various beaches. Naham's one of them. We've had Kata involved, a few other beaches, I believe Patong as well. This is mainly, and Surin of course, this is mainly because people are ignoring the flags. I mean, you can clearly see, I mean, it's rough today. It really is windy, so apologies if there's any wind noise on the soundtrack, but you can see in front the flags, they're really flapping. And it does say today that they can swim in this area. Nai Harm is one of the beaches that particularly struggles with undercurrents, and they have rip currents here, which makes it particularly dangerous. So it's always advisable. I can see a red flag there and further along the beach, but according to the lifeguards, it's safe to swim where it says swim here. So there's no rip current there. So, but the people that have drowned have ignored the warning flags, they've ignored the lifeguards, and unfortunately have lost their life through it. So that's something to pay attention to at this time of year. I do post it regularly in the group about this situation because it's a needless loss of people's lives. You know, just swimming when you can clearly see the weather's not really great. I mean, today it is very grey. It's been a very grey start. Maybe later on it's going to clear up, I don't know, but the weather has definitely changed. What have we got here? Because there's, maybe it's just rubbish that's washed up onto the beach. Yep, it's just rubbish. I can't see any oil on it. Not anything obvious. Now please do leave some comments in the comment section down below if you've got any idea how to clean off oil. I've heard that baby oil is good to use if you get crude oil on you. I don't know how true that is, it's just something I've read, so I'll be interested to hear if you've got any thoughts on how to clean oil that you get on your shoes, your feet. Always use a few tips and post in the group to let people know should they have that issue. But we're going to walk a short distance down here, not too far, because I want to check a few other beaches out, not just this one. Now I'll be honest with you, I can't see any obvious signs of any oil contamination on Nai Harm Beach today. As it turns out, that statement that I've just said is a little inaccurate, as you will see later in the video. So keep watching, more to come. And today is Tuesday the 8th of August. As I say, this situation has been going on for 2 or 3 days now, so I'm guessing the authorities have been very busy cleaning up the various beaches. I have seen a report of a baby turtle in the media being covered in oil. They rescued it and managed to clean it all off and everything was fine. People getting oil on the bottoms of the feet, on the shoes, clothing, animals, with it on the coats, such as dogs when people bring them a walk on the beach. But again, I can't see anything obvious on this beach. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump up to Caron, because that is another beach that's been reported having a problem with the oil. So I will be back to you very soon. Okay, so we've just arrived down here at Caron's beach, and we're going to take a quick look to see whether we can see any obvious signs of oil contamination. It is trying to rain at the minute. I can see a gentleman on the beach there cleaning up. I don't exactly know what he's cleaning off the beach, but I'm going to just walk past the bin so we can take a look what's inside. Good morning. Sorry, Cap. Okay, looks like just rubbish from the beach. I didn't see anything covered in oil. Let's just go a little way down here first, see what we can see. Now I will say that they take very good care of the beaches here in Phuket for obvious reasons. Obviously a lot of the beaches on the west side are tourist beaches, and of course they want the tourists to enjoy the beaches and not have any problems. So I would imagine the clean up operation was very swift, and it looks like they've done a good job, because as I say, from the reports that I've seen, I haven't actually seen any evidence of oil on the beaches now, and these were only 2 or 3 days ago. I'm not seeing any patches of oil anywhere. Now I haven't gone to Kata's beach because I haven't seen any reports of oil. Let's just have a look at this. Now there is a little bit of black. Whether that's oil or not, I don't know. I'm not an expert on this subject, but there is black there, I can see. Whether that's oil or just waste of some sort, I don't know. But I'm certainly not seeing any big patches of crude oil. It's just a little bit. I'm guessing that could be coming from the, I don't know what to call that. There's obviously a drain from somewhere draining into the sea. You can see yourselves coming there. But looking at the beach itself, I don't see any oil patches on anything. We've got some driftwood on the beach. Again, I'm not seeing any oil contamination. A little bit of rubbish on the beach, but that's only to be expected at this time of year because, of course, that's being washed in from the sea. And as much as they clean the beach, it just comes back again very quickly at this time of year because of the storms. So that doesn't really worry me or surprise me. So we're right down now by the Caron Beyond Resort, or Beyond Caron Resort, whichever way round you want to say. But again, I don't see anything obvious here at all. There's certainly not any large patches of oil that I can see. And if there were any, then it's been cleaned away. Now, if you've been staying here in Phuket in the last few days and you have actually seen these patches of oil that people have been talking about, then please drop me a comment down below. Let me know. Be interested to hear if anybody that watched my channel has actually been here and seen the oil. Today I've not seen any evidence of it. So that's good news. If you're coming over here in the next week or so, few weeks, nothing to worry about the beaches. Because I haven't seen anything. I haven't been to all the beaches. Of course, I can't do that in one day because there are quite a few. There have been reports on Layam Beach and Bantao Beach. Again, if you've seen it yourself, then please let me know. Drop a comment down, be interested, and I'll go and have a run over there to take a look to see. But I'm sure that if there is any oil on any of the beaches here in Phuket, that it will be dealt with very swiftly. And as I say, there is an investigation underway. I'm just looking at that patch there. It's hard to tell what that is, but it's definitely not a sticky, oily mess, that's for sure. Okay, so I've been reporting on the oil situation on the beach, and I had said that I hadn't seen any evidence of any oil, but it wasn't until I got back to the business and went to put my shoes back on after visiting Nat, I noticed a patch of oil on the bottom of my shoe, which I hadn't noticed. And then coming home from the business, I've noticed that that patch of oil has transferred onto the motorbike. Now, where this has come from, I don't know. I only noticed it when I got to the business after I'd visited the beach. So I don't know whether it was from Caron's beach or Naham's beach. There is oil on the bottom of my shoe, and I've cleaned it off at the salon, but you can still see there. So there has been oil on the beaches. It's not obvious, and there is obviously still oil on the beach even after the cleanup, because the beaches that I've visited today have been cleaned, but they haven't got it all because I've picked it up from somewhere. That's not entirely accurate what I said earlier, that I hadn't seen any evidence of oil, because now I have. So if you are visiting the beaches, then just be a little bit cautious, because there may be some under the sand, I'm not sure. But going back to what I was saying, there is an investigation underway at the moment to find out or ascertain where this oil has actually come from, because it seems like they're not quite sure whether there's been a spill at sea, what's happened, where it's come from. And I will update the group and let them know once we hear something in the media, because I've made a few posts in my Facebook group about the situation here. I've posted the local media, of course, of what they've been reporting on the situation, and this is how I've come to do this video, because somebody's asked me to go and take a look and report on the situation. So I haven't found any evidence of any oil on the beach, the two beaches that I've looked at today. As I say, it has been a couple of days since it was reported. So if there was any here, it's been cleaned away, so that's going to give you peace of mind. And I hope that you found this video helpful and informative, and if so, you know what to do. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then please consider doing it. And I guess that just leaves me to say, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.